All right, guys. Morning to you. All right, let's start our morning MEO right now. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. All right, guys. Today is the 27th of July, Tuesday, and today have the caption: "It's time to buy into China stocks." Well, we prefer to wait. Now, there's something that I must inform you. Okay. Now, someone asked me a question yesterday regarding about the Chinese stock. They've been coming down for several days already. And the question is, Cal, how come we cannot buy? Isn't it a good time to buy now? It's so low and cheap. Well, let's put it this way. If you remember the EV, right, electric vehicle, the one that is in China, you know which counter is that? Remember which counter is that? The one that fighting with Tesla. Yeah, I want you just to recall which EV, which electric vehicle car production. I mean, this company was a China company that went to US to fight with Tesla. Do you remember that? NIO, correct? NIO. Do you know that NIO, when it came out, right, it was for $6 initially. Then after that, it went down below $1. Okay, but of course, from that point itself, $1. Okay, the whole period took about 1 over year. Okay, and then after that, $1 is so below $1, it slowly recover to today's $30 to $50 at one stage. You understand my point? So the thing is this: that it's a period that the market will be down so badly until no one really wants it anymore. That is where you can look for buy. That's the first thing, that in terms of when the market gets slammed down, you need to wait for. Number two, now you'll be asking me a question like, but for education, think about this. Education stocks, there is no way that it could come down. Think about this. Anything can come down, right? But education, as long as you don't do silly thing in your portfolio, you do right stuff, you can't really have it coming down. But apparently it did. And it didn't come down just a little bit. It came down quite a fair bit. So that's the reason why I will say that there's no reason for you now to take the risk. I'll explain more in details as we go along for today's MEO, all right? So that is whereby this is something like Tesla. Remember Tesla? When Tesla came in and when the Chinese company gave them a $6.6 billion worth of Chinese revenue, all right, Tesla was very happy, but don't forget, everything comes with a cost. It's just like, like sugar daddy is up, right? Although sugar daddy can give you a lot of money, give you all the lifestyle you want, but of course, there's something in exchange. So that is what it's feeling right now. When the Chinese stocks went in the US to do all their so-called IPOs and get pretty rich at one period of time, right? That was how it goes. And you know that the one company was actually very strong on it was GS. And apparently now GS, the same company now, writing them down totally. So you don't find it's a very interesting circle of life over here. So that's why you think that the China honeymoon period is over. Well, it seems to be, because there's a lot of things ongoing right now. So you can tell me anything in the world, fundamental value, technical, you can tell me all these things, but when the regulatory bodies, which is the country itself, come in to tell you, no, miss, no matter what you tell me in terms of fundamental, technical, it doesn't make any more sense at all. And that's the reason why you can see the equity market in the US keep on going up, regardless what's happening right now. So before we start this morning MEO, once again, this is disclaimer as usual. This is Cal, right, doing my QO here while giving you this MEO. So imagine this, anywhere I go, I can, as long as I got the internet access, I can do my stuff. I can do you my QO. All right. So give me a like button. All right. So at least make me feel a bit happier that I'm here doing this alone. Come on, guys, flood me with all the love and likes you can. I know that I'd be a bit of attention seeker, but hey, come on, man. Think about this: doing an MEO in a QO environment. Okay. Thank you so much. If you have accepted the above, you have identified me. Okay. All right, so today the quote of the day for Successful Trader is from Paul Tudor Jones. Every day I assume every position I have is wrong. I think this is a very powerful statement, and seriously, this is exactly what this Michael Stanford also believed. This is what actually this George Soros believed. In fact, George Soros always believed in this. Okay, it may not sound that inspirational, but this quote speaks volume about the importance of mentally prepared for being wrong. And that is something very powerful. And I will talk about this later on during our Super Tuesday. Today's Super Tuesday, a bit different. We're going to talk about fundamentals, about the reverse repo operation, and we'll talk about trading psychology. All right, this is going to be very powerful session today at this 2 p.m. Okay. All right, so let's study the chart for today because I know everyone here really want to prepare for trading day. All right, so let's just go right now to the market and see what can we look out for today. Okay, so we are now looking at the charts right now. Okay, so let's go and look at the So let's look at the China A50 right now. Now, China A50 is continuing to come down. Its opening price is 15,605. It's now trading at 15,562, down by 40 points. But if you ask me technically, right, is it the time to buy? Well, I say when the market get way oversold, you must understand there's 2 points you must understand. When the market is bullish, when RSI hits a bottom, it's always a very good time to buy. It will definitely make almost definitely make money. Okay. But when the market is in a downtrend, it doesn't work the same way. When the market is downtrend, RSI will basically become a very dangerous tool to use. So I cannot deny that there could be another wave of selling today. Then maybe at a certain period of time, maybe around here, maybe I'll put a number in to make it easier for all of you. Maybe at 15,400, we might see a temporary bottom. That means the market may come down to here, drop a little bit more, and then recover a bit at 15,400, maybe. Okay, this is my personal speculation. Okay, 15,400. Because I did share with you that I still believe that there's a little bit more downside room to go. And so maybe it hit 15,400, it may rebound a bit. Then after that, it may still come back down to this point here. And this figure is still going to be the same figure that I mentioned yesterday at 14,966. Only when the market hit a very incredible technical point whereby everybody gives up, right? That is where the market will usually bottom out. So 61.8 is known to be the very holy grail of Fibonacci, and if the market can really do that, then that will be a very good chance that the market may actually rebound from there, because you need to flush away all the weak hodlers. That's the point. Okay, so this is what I'm saying right now. We may see a bottom, we may see a temporary support at 15,400. We may see that right down again. We may see that, okay, and the market may just do a technical rebound. But once the US equity market start to come down again, right, it may actually influence the China market and bring it down lower. So that's why I say 14,966 is still my target. Okay, all right. So I'll cover this more when we go nearer to there, but at least you know my view on the Chinese stock market right now. And of course, we look at the Hang Seng. Hang Seng today, wow, we can look at it, look pretty bad. So Hang Seng broke my support level here itself. So wait for the market to open soon to come up with that. But let's look at the chart overview now. So yeah, broke my chocolate bar level here. So, and of course, the chocolate bar we should have replaced is here. This is the one. So I believe that this is the one level that we're going, and that's 26,009. So I'm going to put it there. 26,009 will be the level that I'm watching the Hang Seng to go later today. Okay, Hang Seng going to open in just a few more moments, about another 45 seconds. And seriously, there's nothing more I can share with you at the moment, because you can see very clearly, this is the MA 30 level. This is the MA 200 very clearly, where the market lost the create a death cross. The selling is tremendous. Okay. All right. So we wait for the market to open. It's going to open pretty soon. Traders stand by. Another 20 seconds or more, lesser, we're going to have the market. Okay. I'm just basically bringing a line down. Nothing. I'm not drawing anything here. I'm just showing you the line and bring it down. Okay, I'm still saying that there should be some support at about 26,009. Okay, so do expect some artificial support around here. Okay, Hang Seng will open in about 4 seconds time. Traders stand by. Okay, let's go. Okay, Hang Seng has just opened at 26,095 level. It's very near to my target at 26,009. Now, if you are a trader and you are short in Hang Seng, my personal view is that when you hit this point here, 26,009, do consider to buy back some position, okay? Do consider to buy back some position, all right? I already tell you very clearly, if the Hang Seng do come down to this point here, 26,009, do consider to buy back your position. Even now, you know, buy back a position. If you think that it's really good enough for you, you can just buy back some, okay? Remember, all right, that's not, always take some profit first on the market. It makes a lot of sense in this financial industry, okay? Okay, so what you can see that now, at the moment, you can see the Hang Seng is coming down right now. It's moving down. It's going to hit my level pretty soon. Let's look at the chart wise for Hang Seng. Okay, day chart. Okay, clear it away. Okay, Hang Seng this morning, opening price is between the two pivot. Okay, the opening price is between the two pivots. So, and it's going to be very near to my target level, the first one. And the KSI is still red in color. It's still very red. And in fact, it's an accelerated rate. So there could be more selling today. But of course, 26,009 is buy back some. And likely it will go down to easily this point here. And that's 25,767, because that is based on what the next KCB is available. Okay, we are just marginally away from my target. Okay, we are just marginally away from my target of 26,009. Come on, a bit more. Oh, yes. Well done, guys. Well done. Yay, the market triggered the 26,000 level live right in front of you guys. This is something incredible, right? So this is really, really things that we can do right here. And I think I'm probably the only trainer that really do that so live in the market. So guys, down the thing is this, the market could be going down to 25,767 if the market stays below the 26,000 mark, or if the US market do come back to the sell again. All right, so this is what you're seeing right now. Okay, so we'll come back to Hang Seng later on when it goes into the 9:30 when the cash market open. Okay, so now look at let's look at the front of the US market right now. Now today you have to be very careful. Why today you need to be very careful? Because today we are having a BNB at a historical high. It's a BNB at historical high. I'm not too sure if you remember this. What did I tell you back then? Right? I just said before, whenever the market is at the historical high, you need to be very careful if the candle itself happen to be a BNB. All right, remember that. If you remember that, please keep REM. If you remember what I said about this. If you remember that I said that if the market is near a historical high, okay, right, the what do you call? The BNB must be watched. So how many of you remember? If you remember, please key REM right now. Well, I just do a quick texting to some of my friends. Okay, I remember. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Having about internet stoppage here at the moment. Okay. All right. Remember? Yes, indeed. All right, so that is exactly what I'm seeing right now in the market that is actually happening, okay? What I'm seeing right now is that something that you have to be very, very careful, because this is definitely a BNB, okay? This is definitely a BNB. Okay, hold on, bring a bit of yeah, okay. So if you look at this chart right now, this is you put MLP, right? MLP, you put it here, this MLP of the day. The Dow is testing it. Now, the thing is this. Yesterday, we saw the Dow coming down 300 points. And some of my friends who shorted the Dow was so happy. Then they went for their day-to-day thingy. And fortunately, they put SWL. But the thing is that the Dow recovered all the way and closed positive. My friend was like, tell me, Kel, what market is this? It's really incredible, right? We're up by 300 points at one stage, and now it's like go back all the way. So is it because the market is so bullish and the market is going to buy? I would say that if you ask me a technical question like this, it is bullish. I can't deny this. The long tail and closing near the high again is definitely bullish. But you ask me, is it really bullish? Is it real bullishness? I would say that it's because 29% of the entire S&P is actually circumvent between 5 stocks. I repeat myself. Now, S&P 500 is 500 stocks, right? But there are only 5 counters that basically take up 23 to 29% of the whole entire market cap. So which means that as long as if I were to just basically motivate these 5 stocks higher, I can control basically 30% of the S&P 500. And of course, everything is linked to one another, right? So if I'm buying these counters, the remaining counter that is similar to it or in the same industry will benefit. And that is exactly what happened. Okay, we'll talk about this later on in the alternate market views, but today is a BNB, so you must be very, very careful, okay? You must be very, very careful because what will happen is very simple. The day high will be the RL, the low will be the SL. So which means that if the market breaks above RL, the market can go much higher. Okay, and how much higher? Well, let me bring it to you now. Okay. Wait. Okay, there we go. Now, if this is the Dow Jones, yeah. Now, take a look, guys. Now, look at it. If the Dow Jones is to go any higher above the RL, right, the Dow Jones can go all the way to 35,579. Wow, okay. 35,579. That could be the upside target for the Dow Jones. Okay. Now, the downside, if it does come down, then the downside is 34,349. Okay, so these are the 2 numbers to watch out for the Dow Jones. So if you want to ask me this question, Cal, if I really believe that the market is overbought and I want to sell right now, where's the best price to sell? So of course, the best price to sell, if you're asking me with a technical question, then it will be around the RL level. That means around this point, all right, which is the 35,169. Yeah, that'll be the best price. Then after that, if you sell the market, you sell it from this point, the RL all the way to the 1x1 extension, the -1x. Okay, that will be the best thing. But if you want to be very, very safe, then you look at the SL point. SL point is about 34,759. So if the market loses this point, then maybe the market will go down rather easier. Okay, so in case those who are high risk taker, they can try to short here. Those want to take a lower risk but much certain, they can short here. Okay, so that's the difference between shorting at high and shorting when they follow through. Okay, so that is what I'm saying it. But on the flip side, if the Dow Jones can go past the RL, wow, 35,579. Okay, so this one you must take note. Of course, that is on the note that there is no new BNB after this. Okay, this is very, very, very important. Okay, I'm seeing that Hang Seng is moving again. Wow, Hang Seng is moving again. It's moving up. Okay, as I told you guys to buy back a position, I'm not sure you heard me. I said that once the Hang Seng hit the 26,009, consider a buyback. And now you see that it's up by 100 points already. See exactly what I share with you is happening. All right, the China A50 now has recovered a little bit off the low. So that's probably the reason why. Okay, so we'll observe this further. Okay, so that is the key point of the BNB. Now, the other thing that to take note of, well, we can see very clearly we have a new BNB, so I need to structure this in a way, BNB. Okay, this is a BNB. Now, this is the moving average MA30, very strong. There's no sign of anywhere it's going to come down. So the thing is this, I will say upfront, if the Dow Jones do come down for whatever reason, then the level when it hit this point here, which is happened to be the BNB SL and the MA30. MA30 for today is about 34,710 level. Okay, 34,710. So we are still very far away. So the market must down by 300 points before it can hit the MA30, which yesterday the market had come down 300 points and yet the market recovered. Okay, so that's why I say that the market is still very, very bullish at the moment. Okay, so you heard me very clear. All right, so this is something that to take note of, 34,710, that is MA30, okay? Hang Seng has recovered now to 26,100 already. See, cool, right? Okay, well, weekly chart, well, you can see very, very clearly now on the Tuesday today, the market really beautifully stays above my short-term trend line. Beautiful, right? And it basically has stayed above it. And by right, with the BNB on the weekly chart and the way the market stands above it, there is a very good chance that the market could really go higher. Unless the market breaks below the RL of the weekly chart. If not, right, there is a possibility for the market to go higher. So that's the thing here. You must understand that whatever reason it is right now, the clear part is the market still want to go higher. This is something that you cannot deny and you need to understand. Okay? All right. Are we clear with this? All right. So that is the Dow Jones. So look at the Dow Jones chart right now. Okay, let's look at the Dow chart today. Okay, so for the Dow chart today, we can see that, okay, the Dow chart today shows that the opening price is between the pivot 1 and pivot 2, and the KSI is still green in color. Okay, the KSI is still green in color, so which means that the market is still pretty bullish, and therefore, if you look at the KTR chart, which means that KTR plus 1 is KTR minus 1. If the market now is below OP, even it go below OP, when it hit KTR minus 1, look out for CCRY, okay? Unless it go below KTR minus 1, then look out for KTR minus 2. But the point is this, because the KSI is green, as long as the market go down to KTR minus 1, minus 2, or minus 3, stabilize itself, come with CCRY, and if come with BNB will be better, and that could be a buying opportunity. Can you see that? That is very, very important because you must trust whatever you see in front of you, which is the KSI is green and the market, if we go to KTR minus 1, it will likely stabilize there. So there's something that you have to take note, okay? So traders, take note of that. Now, if the market later on recover and goes above OP, then of course the market should be able to keep KTR plus 1 rather easily, okay? So that is what you should be looking out for today. You know, it's not like a recorder, but it's always the same thing. And this is the NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ has created new all-time high again. I mean, basically, ever since 3 days ago, we've been talking about NASDAQ all-time high. It's been still at all-time high at the moment right now. There's no holding back. Of course, at the moment, there is some profit taking, but that's very usual for the Asian market. Okay. So all I can say is, today's the MLP is getting very near. Okay, see that? Now, based on what I'm seeing right now, the ROC pattern doesn't look good. ROC means rate of change is something that I share in PTP. So with this current movement right now, we are not half surprised to see some pullback in the NASDAQ in the near term. But of course, don't forget today, after closing, we have a lot of data coming out for the tech shares. I'll talk about this in the alternate market views. There's an interesting pattern. You may want to hear this out, okay? So as long as the market stays above MLP, there's no reason to be concerned because if you look at it yesterday, the MLP was here, remember? Look at it. This is yesterday's MLP and the day before, sorry. And then what happened? Look at the NASDAQ. It came down perfectly at MLP level, touches MLP level and recovers. So that is why people like MTrader, she loves MLP because she knows that it's so simple and the effectiveness is incredible. So you can see that. So that's why MLP stake is a very important part. Okay, MLP, all right? Okay, now MLP is not mentioned in the e-learning portal, but it will be added in soon. All right, so give some time to do this, and also you'll be also available when we have the version 5. Okay, we're going to upgrade our whole version from 3.6 to version 5 very, very soon. Okay, so traders, you may want to watch out for that. Okay, all right, so that is the NASDAQ, and of course the MA30 is here. The MA30 is here, and this is MA30, so it's very far away, so there's no real concern for now. Wow, Hang Seng is up to by 150 points already. Wow, look at it. You see that? Now it's at 26,150. Wow, exactly where the technical point is. I say that it will hit there and recover. Yeah, really, really done that. Amazing. All right. Kind of cool though. Okay, so that's the NASDAQ for today. And of course, you look at the chart-wise for NASDAQ. On NASDAQ today, it's also same thing. It's also where the pivot 1 and 50 between the pivot and pivot 2. And KSI is green, even though now it's red, we do not involve this guy. We just take the green color now. So the market, as long as it stays above OP, is a buy, but now it's below OP, right? So don't worry if price come back down to KTR minus 1. you can look out for buying opportunity. Okay, so that is a second thing to watch out for. Okay. Now, S&P 500 yesterday, the market, again, it came down all the way to a low of 43.83. And then after that, it rebounded strongly all the way and closed a new all-time high again. So, as I said, all you need to do is just put your MLP in between, and you can see here, example like yesterday, it dropped below MLP, then it recovers above MLP, and that's why it closed at the high. That's how it works. So, same thing here, once again. For today, now the MLP is somewhere here, about 44.15 level. So for S&P 500, 44.15 will be the level to watch if the market is to touch the MLP and recovers. That is a buying opportunity, okay, which is happening like right now, okay. All right, so that is what's happening. And the MA30 is right here, and that's 43.48 level. So very far away, so no call for concern at the moment. Okay, so everything looks very positive on the US front, even though that the fundamental doesn't make any sense, but it doesn't really matter. So you guys, so just something that you must understand, like what this ECB draw here said before. It takes, I will do anything that matters, okay? Anything that needed, we will do it just to make things work. So it doesn't matter, right? So that's why the market doesn't matter. So anytime when the market pull back, it's a buy, okay? So they can see that this is actually happening right now. Wow, I can see a lot of movement on Hong Kong. Let me just bring you again, Hong Kong. Wow, Hong Kong is now at 26,200 plus already. Wow, amazing, right? Really amazing. Yeah, indeed. Let me bring you Hong Kong stock right now. Wow, look at it. Okay, the Hang Seng really came down to KTR -1 because the KSI was red in color. But once it touches that, almost instantly it stopped there and rebound. My God, look at it. Look at the way it goes there, hit the technical level, KTR -1, and rebound by itself, as if that they know that that's KTR -1 exists in the world. You see that? That's how crazy this indicator is. But now at the moment, you can see even the price is moving higher, right? The KSI remains red in color. So this actually is quite worrying. If the market cannot find a significant support, right, and breaks below OP, right? If it breaks below OP, then that means the market will come down to here. If it breaks up, we will see CYR, okay? And that will be 25,928. That's if only it breaks below OP, okay? If only, all right? So at the moment, it's still too early to call. Now, S&P 500 on a day chart today, let's take a look. Now, S&P 500 today is also similar like what you saw for the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones, or between the pivots. But the difference is you must be very careful, guys. This is the one that I'm quite worried. Look at it. This is the KSI. The KSI have been red all the way, and the market have been lifting up higher lows, okay, the last few days. Now, of course, students of mine in PTP, you all know that there is a problem here, and it's not going to be nice if the market breaks certain technical point. So that's why I'm watching this S&P very closely. So the only way we can be on a full-scale buy is with the KSI turn green. If the KSI turn green, then this looks good. But if the KSI stays red, then that is a very big concerning factor. And this is something that you have to be very, very careful, okay? So PTP student, if you forgot what I shared with you, go back and look at the PTP notes. I mean, as in the online notes, you can actually know what I'm trying to say over here, okay? All right, so that is what we see on the S&P and the US equity market. And let's look at the DAX right now. Now, the DAX market, you can see yesterday, beautiful, right? Look at it, how beautiful now. Look at it. I said that there's a very important point at 15,570 for the NASDAQ. And I said that, for the DAX, sorry. And if the DAX hit this point, the MA30, if it can covers above it, it's a buy. Of course, if it breaks below, it's a sell, but you must understand this is a very uptrend market. So with the market, when the market goes below, you can sell it. But once they go back above the MA30, you cannot tell me that you are going to hold your sell position. That doesn't work. So in fact, itself, right, it's a buy instead. So when the market goes back above the MA30, it was a buy instead. And of course, the DAX goes up. So that is the reason why it's so important now. Interestingly, even though the DAX is up, you realize that the MA30 is the same level. It's almost the same level at 15570. So I'll put it there. 15570 is still going to be the MA30 level. Okay. So we're going to still watch this market very closely. And I still think that as long as the market stays above 15570, it's fine. If the market really breaks below that, then we should see some selling. Okay. Okay, so we have that. So we have this, we have that. Look at Nikkei right now. Now, Nikkei yesterday went down. It was down by almost, let me take a look. At one stage, the Nikkei was down by 500 points. Yes, at one stage, remember, the Nikkei was down by almost 500 points, okay? And, okay, it missed the BNB by 1 point, so it's not a BNB. And today, the MLP is somewhere around here at about 28,066. So as long as the Nikkei stays below MLP, it's still not a good time to buy, okay? To me, is that there's a difference here, okay? So the MA30 is about 28,227. So we're still below it. So the pressure to sell is still there in the market. So be very careful on this. A 500 points drop is no joke. If the market cannot recover this 500 points and goes below, that means the market could be selling further for the Nikkei, all right? So that means that if the market couldn't go past the MLP for this time, maybe the next few days, the market may come back down again. So let's just watch this Nikkei very closely, right? So if you look at Nikkei, that is the conventional. If you look at the non-conventional, which is the TWB system, okay, let's take a look. This is the Nikkei today. Now, but Nikkei today is interesting. Today, Nikkei itself is already above the opening price and above pivot 1. So even though the KSI is red in color, but the rule is above OP, above pivot 1 can buy. So let's look at the 15-minute chart. So there's a bit of difference between the conventional and ours, right? Oh, okay, pretty cool, right? You see that? So you see the Nikkei opening price is here, and the pivot 1 is over here. You can see that. So when the market came down and recover above the OP, that is where you could buy the Nikkei. And it happened again, stop loss not triggered, so you can still buy in the Nikkei. And the market was here, and now the Nikkei is going up. Okay, so it seems to be that as long as you follow the rule, even though you're in Singapore, you're in any part of the world, even you are, elsewhere, you can still trade the Nikkei as if that the Japanese stocks market. So you can see that that's how we go. It works basically. If any market we go, as long as the rules are there, you can apply on it, and it really works. So that's why I can say that this is the words always is, right? You can go in any market, and that's why the next big project we are having right now is going to really go something very big. That's why I would love you guys to stay fast with us, because you will be very surprised that we can go to that extreme. Okay, so lots of things that we are doing right now. It's going to be pretty fun. Okay, so that is the equity market. And again, I'll just bring Hong Kong to you. I saw Hong Kong really running up. Wow, look at it. My God, look at Hang Seng. Wow, look at it. Yeah, recovered all the losses of yesterday. All the so-called gap down this morning. All right, it covered everything up. Very, very strong, very determined market. But of course, I say it had to do with China. You can see now China has recovered, right? You can see now very clear. I mean, everything happened for a reason, and you can see that Chinese stocks has recovered a little bit. That's why Hong Kong market also recovered. But of course, looking about recovery, we're still very, very, very far away. So we'll see how it goes by end of the day. Okay. All right. So that is all the US, all the Asia, and all the Europe side. Let's look at the commodity side. Now, commodities, that gold, right? Okay. Now we have a problem for gold. So let's just be very honest here. I don't want to people say that after things I say, but it's very clear. I did say yesterday that gold is going to be very critical between 1810, 1810 and 1800, right? Can you see that? Yeah, indeed. And yesterday, the gold closed below 1800. So this is not something very good for gold based on the MA moving average. But again, I'll say this, the market, the MA is still there. It doesn't mean that now it closed below the MA 1800, it will go down further, but the probability is shifted to at least 70%. So this is going to be very interesting and very important. If gold stays below OP today, gold has the potential to drop all the way to 1787 range today, because that is the nearest KCB that is unused, it's fresh. And a fresh chocolate bar, and that's 1787. Okay, so this is something that you have to take note. That it's only if the market stays below OP. All right, so that is something to take note of. Now, the only way for gold to stand back up again is that it has to cross back above 1800. 1-800 is the MA 30 right now. If the market doesn't go past 1-800, right, the upside is going to be very difficult. The upside is going to be very difficult, very limited. This is something that you must understand, and it's very, very critical for us. Okay, very important. All right, hope you understand my point here. Okay, 1-800. Now, only if we cross 1810, then the market will bring all the resistance will break, and then maybe the gold can go up. But at the moment now, let's talk about 1-800 first. That is a very important level to watch out for. Okay, so that is the thing that for you guys to consider for today gold. Now, weekly chart wise, we can see that it really went up to 1820, the MLP of the big black hawk down, and then after that it pulls back from there. So this 1820 seems to be a very important level to breach. So if the market can go past 1820 in the near future, then we can see further upside. If not at the moment now, it becomes like a resistance for everybody. Okay, so for gold today, let's look at the day chart right now. Now, gold today is a very dangerous position. Why? Because the opening price for gold today happened to be at 1797, which is the pivot 2 level at the same time. So which means that if the gold price breaks below this level, which is the open price, because OP is lower than the pivot 2, then there will be selling. And that is what we've had a classical sell. Below OP, below P2 is a sell, right? So that is going to be very dangerous for those who are holding gold. Okay, that is something to watch out for. On the flip side, if the market hit the pivot 2, that's what we're showing right now, and recovers, then there is a small glimmer of chance that gold could recover. Now, the only thing is this, you can see that the blue bar has started to extend downwards. So that means there's some bearishness as compared to the previous point, okay? But the KSI is still staying green. So it's a mixed signal right now. The boys are still buying, but there's bearishness, and that is why traders is finding themselves in a very in an up and down position, getting swing because sellers are selling, the buyers are buying, so it's like pretty swung at the moment, right? So that's what's happening now for gold. Okay, this is what's happening for gold. So I already tell you guys, if the market can stay above the pivot 2, it looks for a buy. If you stay below pivot 2, the sell will be there. So watch out for the color changes, especially with BNB. That will give you some insights. So let's see whether any BNB calls right now. Let's take a look. Well, at the moment, we don't have any BNB clear cut trade at the moment, so we leave it there. Still don't have. Morning have one, but it's too early, so not really counted. Okay, so wait for next one. Wow, Hang Seng is now at 26,300 already. Wow, if we can buy just now, if I buy at 26,009, I'll be up 300 points. See, I could in trade. I'm doing MAO. What a waste. Okay, never mind. That's why a lot of sacrifices are done for MAO, really. Okay, silver. Now, silver, you can see that it's also basically in a sideway with a new BNB. So unless the market breaches the BNB RL, then we can go higher. If not, it should be on a sideway movement right now for silver. Now, silver MA is also an MA 30 is on top. So again, silver is also having a lot of pressure downwards. Now, the thing is this. For traders, right? If you're buying for long term, this is probably one of the good places to buy. Anything for silver below $25 is a good buy. I already said this many times. For silver, any price below $25, okay, you should look for it. $24, yes, you can add a bit more. Add a bit more. At $23, we can add even more. That's my view on silver. So 25 buy some first, 24 buy a bit more, $23 buy even more, and then stop there. Do not add anymore and leave it alone. Don't do anything else, just leave it alone and let it slowly climb up. I'm pretty sure in the time to come, silver will go back up to easily $28 to $35, depending on the speculation of the market by then. But this price now at $25 to $23 is a very good price for you to consider to buy. So traders do consider to look out for buy to keep, okay, not to speculate, right? Are we clear with that? If everybody is clear, please key clear right now, okay? CLEAR. Well, I take some water, running off your voice again. Okay, all right. So let's come back. So I've covered gold. Okay, gold is coming down already. Wow, gold is coming down. It's at 1795 right now. Okay, some selling at the moment, and it's a pivot 2 trade. So CCYR. Okay, let's go live onto this. Okay, so now we are having an opening price at the pivot 2 also. So which means that if gold price bridges the P2, we should see gold coming down all the way to the KTR, and it's 1790. Now 1790 is a KTR minus 1 level, so the market may be going there because we have seen it before, and of course when the time reach down there, the market do rebound. Let's see whether it rebound. Okay, so we'll see gold could go down to 1790 mark based on what we're seeing now on the pivot 2 trade. Okay. So Fred, sorry, I missed your message because it didn't come in. So what's my preference for gold today? Well, to me, as gold today stay below P2, I won't be doing any buy. Simple as that. Yeah. As long gold stay below P2 today, I won't be doing any buy. Maybe if it hit 1790, stabilize there, then I will buy. Then if I don't want to shorting the market itself right now, it's a kind of short because now it's below P2. Okay, so to buy, I'll wait for a while. Okay, all right. Okay, so that is gold, silver chart. Sorry, I didn't put silver chart in right. Okay, okay, this is silver chart. Hey, today got no pivot. Yeah, today got no pivot today. Today, this silver got no pivot, so the OP will be the one that dictates. Hence, therefore, below OP is a sell for silver. So traders on silver, be very careful today. If silver stay below OP, silver will go down to $24.78. Okay. All right, that is a possibility. So silver trader, be very careful. Today got no pivot. So the market may go down to $24.78. So silver traders, be very, very careful on that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that is the cover that. Last one is a crude oil. Now, crude oil is very important today. Crude oil, why importantly? Let me bring to you. Why? Do you see that? Anyone can see the thing about crude oil? What is it showing? Now, crude oil is a BNB. Crude oil is a doji. So which means that today, crude oil will have big movement today. Crude oil will have big movement today. Okay, doji and MA30, correct, Eric? So if we stay above OP, crude oil may be going up all the way to as much as about $74 today. Possible, right? But of course, if it goes down today, then it may come down all the way to about $70. Okay, so watch out for crude oil today. There should be big movement on crude oil. Either it can go to $74 this week or $70 this week. Okay, these 2 days. Okay, that it could be going. All right, that is the key point here. And because it's a BNB, right, that means that the entire range will be usable to predict the upside and downside. So utilize it very well. It will help you make some money. Okay, that is the very important thing for the crude oil today. Okay, so that's conventional. If we're talking about the non-conventional, which is our TWB system, okay. Okay, so you can see that for today's crude oil, the opening price happened to be between the two pivots. KSI is green in color, so as long market stays above OP, crude oil potential to go there is still hit pivot 1 is still there, but there is a TSCB level at about 73.12 level. So if let's say if we don't look at this crude oil, if crude oil stays above OP, there is a good chance that crude oil may be going up towards 73.12. Okay, but of course, if it goes down, 71.05. Now, 71.05 is pretty near, but the KSI green will be quite tough unless something going to happen in the market. Okay, all right. So there's something to look out for. Okay, well, that will be all. I have covered all the markets in terms of technical. I hope you enjoyed the session. All right, we're going to go into fundamental very soon. So if you have heard enough, all right, I wish you all the best for today's trading. I've given you my views on the Dow, on the NASDAQ, and the Hang Seng and gold. Hopefully you can make some money from there. Okay, all right. Now this afternoon there will be afternoon MAO. Yeah, there will be, because Bitcoin got so many things happening right now. So we will have the afternoon MAO at 1:30 p.m. Singapore time, 1:30 p.m. Okay, I'll see you later for that. Okay, so for people who want to stay on for the fundamentals, all right, and the recap, you can stay tuned. Give me 10 seconds to take a water break first. Okay, 10 seconds. Okay, welcome back. All right, let's talk about this now. July's earning results. Let's take a look right now. Basically, today is the 27th. So we have Apple, we have GE, we have all the big boys. This week will be all the 5 big boys. They're all going to give all their so-called earnings. Now, there's something I'll share with you later in the alternate market views, is that normally when the big 5 are all having their earnings in the same week, right, something incredible does happen. Okay, something very incredible. Of course, history meant to repeat, we don't know, but we have some statistics, some stats for you to share with you in the later part. Okay, so once again, remember, Susan go live. Do support her every day. She's doing a lot of hard work every day. She's showing you how to make money from the market using a TWB system. All right, will this perpetually be forever? Not really. I say once again, right, it's also very taxing on her, but of course, it's also a good thing for her. So maybe we may reduce the numbers maybe in the future, maybe, or we may increase. All depends on how you guys like it. All right. By the way, we're going to give you a feedback form for all the students. We will send it to you. We want you to actually, put your content over there. It's anonymous, so which means that you will know who sent what. So we just be very honest with it. We'll use it as a form of a guidance to improve ourselves. Okay. All right. So do note, once again, my PTP program is on the 14, 15, 16, and more people have came on board to sign up. So guys, I also want you guys to really consider to come in, because this is really worth it, especially now with the market so choppy, right? It's going to be a great fun to make some money from the market. And I'm sure you guys want to be like M Trader, making a incredible amount of money. Okay. And of course, do note, from 1st of August, just 4 days away, we're going to revise this TWB system price. It's going to be called the TWB System Premier Package, and the price is going to be 2,888. So if your friends want to come in to take advantage of the current price right now, then of course, tell them to come in ASAP. But you think that they should go for the higher price because get more stuff, then of course, this is okay. It's a personal choice. Okay, we will tell you, we'll break down for you the 2 difference in prices. What are the packages involved? I'll show to you later during the Super Tuesday. All right. Now, yesterday I forecasted the new home sales. I say about 770. I say it's a bit down, but wow, it came much lower, 676 yesterday. So that means that there's a lesser people buying homes. So the thing is, why is it lesser? Because things get more expensive. Simple as that. When things get more expensive, who want to buy homes, right? So now we have a problem here, and this is not good, because when home sales goes down, right, it means the economy is not really recovering as fast. And also because people may find that it's a bit tighter for them right now, and that's something to watch out for. Now for today, we have the core durable goods order. I expect the number to be higher. So I write it down for you. I expect number to be about 0.9% today. And the consumer confidence, I think this will increase definitely for sure. We should see 135 today. So if the market is going to focus on consumer confidence, of course, it'll be higher. If the market is going to focus on the cost of increment, then it will be higher too. So it all depends on how you see it, all right? This is how things go in life. Price can go higher. I never seen that price going lower, seriously. Have you seen any food stuff going lower in price? I don't think so, unless it's like a sale price. If not, it will be always be higher. All right, the Dow Jones, as I said, right, it can go down all you want, but once it gets itself ready, it go back up again. So you can see that it doesn't really matter anymore. The market just don't care. There's so much money in the market. The plunge protection team is there. Traders are there. Money is abundant. Anything that's not make money, they just buy. Okay, but of course, while they're buying this, the China ADR still went down, right? So let's talk about this later. So the S&P 500 takes out another record as the investors gear up for the big earnings. So what we have here right now, we have the Dow up by 82 points, NASDAQ still up and stuff like that. So the biggest, this is the one of the busiest week we have was Tesla have just came out the earnings. They was pretty good, Tesla. Then we're talking about Apple, Alphabet, Microsoft, all coming out today. Google, Facebook, Amazon will be later this week. So it's going to be a very powerful week for the entire market. So this is going to be the blowout week. If anything would happen, it will happen this week, okay? And of course, we saw Bitcoin surging to 40,000. That's why we're covering this later. Then of course, we talk about this is what I'm sharing with you, the US family home sales dropped to 6.6% by 6.6%, down by to 606,000 units. So actually, we are looking at 700. So the market actually came out lower. Okay, so there's something that's not very good. But it's the starting of the FOMC meeting. So it will have the result by tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow. So same thing again. I will be covering a bit here and there in my QO, and likely there'll be, to me, likely be nothing much to. There's no changes about this way. I mean, I don't think anything will happen this FOMC. They'll likely just reiterate the points that everything transitory, everything is okay, no need to worry. So that's why I say that could be a non-event for this thing. Okay, so let's just recap what happened on Friday. Sorry, what happened yesterday in the market. So sorry. The market KSI is green, and I told you before, when KSI is green, when the market comes down, especially when it's between the two pivot, then KTR -1 or -2 will be a good time to buy. And of course, look at it. It is really as it is, right? Seriously, the market really dropped all the way, and then it stabilized around here. Okay, it tries to go up, but it didn't. It never went above the KTR -1. It went out again, tries again, but still below KTR -1. But when the market came back down all the way to KTR -2, that is where things have to change. Guys, look at it. First of all, the market couldn't really go below KTR -2, even though it went below, spiked down, but the market stays up and close above it. That is a very important thing. And the crazy part, look at it, the KSI, my God, look at it. This is a super long KSI jump. I've said this so many times before, and I say this again. When you see a KSI jump, it's time to buy. And of course, there's a BNB right here. You can see that the BNB confirms the buying. And then we have the Dow going all the way up, all the way. See that? So that means that what we say is correct. When the KSI, the terrain is in your favor, when market go to KTR -1, -2, -3, if the KSI is green on the day chart, look out for buy signal. It will always present itself nicely. And look at it, it just continued to buy. So look at it, it hit the trigger again, couldn't go down, went up again, and that's how it works. Our system is that simple. Everything here, all the lines, technical levels, all are drawn for you. But what's amazing is this. Traditional indicator will ask you to sell because it's like overdone, right? No, our KSI say buy, you just stick with the buy. So pullback itself, right? If you find a good reason, a compelling reason to buy, you still see that. Okay? So of course, this is not a trigger. There's no trigger here. But I'm just informing you, at least if you sell the market, right, you should be very careful because the KSI is green in color. That's very important. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that is what happened to the Dow Jones yesterday. Let's let go. Now, gold basically got no much news really. Seriously, when gold doesn't have much news because the gold price doesn't move, and now all the gold news I can find is all the Olympic gold. So different gold. Okay, but this is the nearest I can find. That's 20 hours ago. All right, basically says that gold eases as market prepare for the Federal meeting outcome, which is today and tomorrow. So that's why the market will be slow today, okay, and tomorrow. But of course, the thing is this, something quite nasty happened for gold traders. Yesterday, the opening price was here, and the pivot one was here at 1798. So above OP, above pivot one is a buy. And if the KSI is green, that it should be a good buy, right? So everything looks good for the buy. But the problem is this. The market did go above OP, above pivot one. Okay, it did go above OP, above pivot one. So that's why it was a buy. When the market when the market breaks above OP, this is where you buy. You don't need to wait for it close above OP to buy. Because once it crosses above OP, it is already a buy. It's above OP, above pivot 1, it's a buy by default. So of course, if you have done that, you will make money. And beautifully, once you hit the KTR minus +1, it stop there and pull back as if that the market know that this technical point exists in the world. Then what happened? It went up again. So based on the rules of the engagement, right? Above OP, above pivot 1 can buy, can buy, can buy. So basically, these two, one wave, second wave, third wave, all makes money. Then after that, the fourth wave, something happened. It couldn't go up anymore. Then the fifth wave, it stopped there again. The sixth wave also stopped there. Now, this is something that's something you must know. Something is very fishy because after 3 waves of buying, right, the market just couldn't go any higher. Just couldn't go any higher. So you look carefully itself, right? So 1 wave, 2 wave, 3 wave, all gave profits. But the third, fourth, fifth wave just couldn't make it. And there's a very important signal that you will look out for. You look carefully, there's a BNB right here. Can you see that? This is the BNB. This guy is a BNB. And if you do the RL and do the SL, right, you will notice that the market just couldn't go past the RL, the BNB. And when the market loses the SL, the BNB, that's where the gold collapse down. Can you see that? So that's the reason why when something supposed to happen doesn't happen, you must be very careful. And it's called time factor. Something that I share in PTP. When the market is supposed to do something, it doesn't happen by a certain period of time, the opposite may actually happen. So you can see the boys were all buying also. Looks like they're trying to push it up, but somehow or rather, someone have a better strength, know how what's going on. They managed to bring the market go down all the way. And that's why some of us suffer some losses there. So you can see that when win money, we tell you, lose money, we tell you. And we're going to tell you lies that, oh, we win all money all the way. That's ridiculous. Okay. So that is what actually happened yesterday on gold. It's not easy. And that's the reason why when we do trading, when it's above OP and pivot 1, usually we do it early. When it comes to the midday, right, if things doesn't work out fine, you need to be very, very careful. All right. So for those who got hit and go, too bad. Really, it's not your wrong, but it's just that this is how the market talks to you. Okay. All right. So that is what happened to gold yesterday. All right. So, sorry, my PowerPoint. Okay, go on. So now let's just go to the global news right now. If you are interested to, hear some news, I'm here to share with you. If not, you can actually exit yourself because it's on the news right now. Now the thing is I try to avoid COVID because I already tell you guys I don't want to cover too much on COVID. But yesterday got 2 things that caught my attention. Number one is that the number actually went back again to 129. It was a bit lower, right? 117 2 days ago. But the more important thing is that now the 10 new cluster. What? 10 new clusters, that's going to be very scary, right? And of course, you have Jurong West GP. It means all the polyclinic also going to be a problem. Clinics are a problem right now. So that's why be very careful. But Singapore still really want to ease measurement. We can understand why, because the economy really need to move on and not in serious trouble. Okay, so look at it now. Look at it. This is the community unlinked. You can see that it's not small, guys. Now, all along have been very quiet and stuff, but ever since the 18th of July, the numbers have to uptick already. So that's the reason why I say that you need to watch very carefully, guys. Please stay at home if you can. If you really need to go out, then be very, very careful. Okay, take note of that. Okay. Oops, sorry. I think there's something my PowerPoint didn't do a good job today. Okay, so now we know that the Chinese stock tumble in US trading and investors should remain wary right now. Why is that so? Let's bring it in. Now, first of all, we're seeing that this is going to be, it's nothing to do with the company. It's basically, it's just a regulatory body. So it's China antitrust regulator ordered Tencent back then. Then now they're going to the after-school tutoring business. So many things like TAL, Gaotu, Alibaba, Tencent, all of them was being hit up for this way. So if you look at the chart right now, right, look at TAL, right, I mean, they're all doing fine early this year, all doing very well, up by 20%. Suddenly, when the Chinese regulatory body come in, wow, look at the way it sell. Oh my goodness. Now, Alibaba still not so bad, down about probably 20%. But look at TAL. Oh my goodness, it's almost gone. Okay, it's almost gone. It's like down by almost 90% from the up of 20% down by 90%. Oh my goodness, year to date. So apparently now, right, because over the weekend, the Chinese regulators officially released new policy forcing after-school tutoring institutions to become non-profit. Oh my goodness. Banning foreign investment, oh man, and prohibiting the organization of project tutoring during public holiday, weekends, winter, and summer. Oh my God. In short, it's just closing down the business. Seriously, it's just basically closing down the business. That is why you cannot have this buying at the moment. So although this is like the market will stabilize, as I said, but again, you don't want to catch a falling knife. This is not about like, it is not anything else, but this is a Chinese regulatory body coming involved. And basically, it seems that they was want the IPO now to go back to China, to Hong Kong, and that's what is happening right here. So, of course, apology. I think that I didn't do a good job on my PowerPoint this morning. Okay, probably I missed out this areas here on. Okay, so Goldman Sachs downgrade the Chinese education level. This stock price keep on coming down. Yeah, because they really if you're going to calculate this, they're going to be non-profitable and they do not allow foreign investment. So of course, how can they survive? So to be down by 80% is really very, very good number. And apparently now we can see that they have downgraded, okay, all from buy to neutral. But actually, we all know that this neutral is just only a saying because the stock price went down more than 20%, more than 40%, more than so all the Okay, guys, can you hear me? Everybody can hear me? Hi, hi. I follow one of the. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. I know already. So everybody wake up at 10 o'clock. Okay. Everybody wake up at 10 o'clock in the hotel. That's why suddenly the Wi-Fi went down. All right. I'm trying to save my data plan. Of course. Yes, correct. Trying to save because running out very fast. Yeah, indeed. Okay, guys. Thank you for staying on once again. Yeah, today I tried to try my best to use Wi-Fi, but seems like I got the time. So tomorrow I'll use Wi-Fi. Later on I'll use all my data plan. Don't worry, it's okay. Because I watch a lot of movies. Okay, all right, let's continue. All right, so there's something that you must take note of the TAL that is coming down. So that's why my point is this something very dangerous. But I give you one tip here. Okay, now look at this TAL, the high volume here. Now, if you remember back in 2009, okay, where our infamous move by our local sovereign fund, when the sovereign fund actually liquefied all our holdings of the US banks and selling them at $1 and lesser, remember? And the time the then CEO says that because the direction is not correct and stuff like that, so they liquefied all the position. And at time itself, there was a huge amount of volume traded. Now the thing is this: when the market is coming down, people say that it's because a lot of sellers in the market. Okay, a lot of sellers in the market. But you must understand every selling is a buying and a seller. Okay, so the seller, the buyer. So which means that, right, that this junction here, that means a lot of people has accumulated the share. Because if you notice this, when the share actually came down, let me just bring it to you. When the share was at $20, right, the volume was still here, right? But the next day, it was a gap down effect, and there was a huge volume involved. So which means that there's a lot of people selling down, right, because of panic, maybe stop loss, maybe margin call, maybe because of whatever reason. But then for it to transact, the opposite must be true. That means a lot of buying must come in. So I believe that it's a lot of sellers, the short sellers that shorted here, they are now buying back in huge and bulk from these people here all the way. So I suspect that this is why later part, once these stocks actually stabilize, the counter may recover, but not now. It will recover, but not now. But I strongly believe that this is not huge volume trading. You just have to watch out for that. Okay. So you understand my point? Okay. So you look at the same thing now for this is the new Oriental Education. You also see the same thing. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so look at the same thing. It went all the way down. Wow, the volume is so huge and thick and stuff like that. You know, all these things here. But then again, same thing. Yesterday, we see huge volume traded. All right. Yes, indeed, Colin, buying now the Chinese stocks, I've been saying it's not a time now, wait for a while. But I say again, I tell you this. To me, I tell you, Colin, in this market for so long, right? They can do this thing is because of something. I'll show you why my reason. Sometimes you just need to use something to scare somebody. Then after that, later on as well, you have to come back again because you cannot really do that. Just you just cut away education from the market. It doesn't make any sense here. It will freak a lot of people out, and it's very bad for the world. So that's why I believe that this is something more like a lesson to some people, and it's more like a prong to do something. So that's why I say that, right, if you want to look at it, you can, but wait for a while. Now, this counter, New Oriental, imagine it was at $20 just early this year. Early this year was $20. Today, oh my goodness, $1.93 is down by 90%. Oh my goodness, down by 90%. So that's why some people be asking me, it's so cheap right now, can I just buy and just keep it? I say that you must understand, you can go lower, we can see going down all the way down to as low as probably $1, okay? Then maybe because of technical reason and just speculative reason, you can just pump up, okay? Remember that stock may go up just for the sake of speculation, then after that come back down again. Okay, this is something that you must understand this, or just at Reddit itself, all these counters are like that. Okay, and let me bring to you one counter I just want to say to you, right? Let me bring it in. Yeah, not too sure I can see it. Okay, may not be able to see. Okay, let me just switch my screen. Yeah, cannot see. Okay, I wanna. Okay. Hold on, trying to. Okay, how come my things suddenly stop? To show what you're seeing, what I'm seeing also. Okay, all right. So this is the NEO. Remember, this is NEO. Now, when NEO was going upwards, right, that is now we saw the NEO going to $64 area, right? Remember, when NEO was at $64, I did a sharing. I said that NEO at $64 is a bit too high. I said that NEO will come back down to $30, and really NEO really come back to about $30. $30 is somewhere around here, okay, about there. Okay, but you look into NEO history, you look at it, let's look at into NEO history. Okay, see that? Okay, try to make it a bit bigger for you guys. Can you see that? So NEO was trading about $10 at one stage. Then after that, it went all the way down, all the way down to a low. The low was about $1, $1 when that happened. Okay. Then after that, you can see a huge volume traded. Can you see the huge volume? Because that was where the company came out some earnings report, and there was a huge volume. The price went lower a few miles. Then after that, it stabilized. And after that, from $1, even this period of time from October 15, $1, 2019, it went all the way to as low as $4. So which means that your investment from this point here, October the 2019, all the way to February, which is like less than 5-6 months, went up to $4. So imagine you just buy NEO at the time at a cheap price of $1, and you hold it for 5 months, it will hit $4. That is a 400% return. Imagine that. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to say. Okay, that this may actually happen, but the time period, as you can see, took about how many months? About 6 months or 5 months. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to say for the education companies. It may take that long, but once it basically, maybe by the time everybody's over with the current situation right now, then you can see after that, oh my goodness, this is what things that happen. Okay, so that is my view on all this education counters. Okay, all right, so got an idea? Yeah. Okay, so that is what I'm looking at for this education counters. And of course, you can see this is another counter called Gao2. Gao2 also, wow, this is really incredible. This counter was $140 early February this year. And after that, wow, all the way sell down all the way to $2.50. So imagine a counter that's $100 worth, 140 at the high, $2. This one, like a similar point here, the counter breaks down, huge amount of volume traded, then it may go down a little bit more. There could be some speculative movement, but after it goes down again. You can see that. So this will be the time period I'm saying. It will take about quite a long time, maybe 6 to 9 months. Then maybe after lots of consolidation, a lot of fund reconstructing, a lot of organization redo and stuff like that, then maybe the market will start to recover. Okay, then maybe. So guys, for me itself, right, all these educators, you need to give some time, but if you are able to take a risk, then just put it in your shelves and don't bother by it, then don't care, don't bother. This is what I'm saying for discounters, okay? So we can see a local front right now, okay? Colin says that read the news, China already planning to regulate edu sector, enter selling this early this year. Yeah, indeed. Okay, so this is why I say news is always good, but if you believe in it, and of course, a lot of time news is after thing they have already done already, then they tell you lah. Of course, that's how it works. If everybody know this news, then everybody will take advantage of that already. Okay, so yesterday we saw the Hong Kong drop in total, dropped by 1,000 points at one stage itself, pretty incredible. Then we can see the tech share was being battered down. And of course, companies like Alibaba, Tencent, Meitu, JD, Baidu, all down by 5% or more. So that is why you can see the selling is there. And of course, the China education stock like this New Oriental Education, Cooler, Scholar Education, Tianli, and China New Higher Education, all these are down by average 11% to as much as 47%. Really, really incredible selling. All right, this is really incredible. But again, like I say, it totally vanish away what Colin has just said, totally vanish in the whole entire sector here itself. If not, right, I still believe that when the price go down the reasonable, we can look for buying. I repeat, you're hearing me live right now, reasonable level that you don't mind paying, okay? That is what I'm saying. Of course, if you ask me, don't buy the cheap one. Don't buy the cheap one, guys. The cheap one will die off faster. Buy those who are a bit more expensive, like example, New Oriental or TAL. Those a bit more value counters. Okay, this is very important. You buy the cheaper one, I tell you this, they can really go to zero, and it may go to 5 cents, and that will be very bad for you. Okay, so be very careful on that. Huh? So what is the main reason? Exactly as they call it, because of this. The U.S. tension between China and U.S. right now is really incredible. So basically, right, that they have they talk about it, and it's stalemate. So nothing really was coming up from that, and nothing positive. Okay. So main thing is the extradition request of Huawei CFO Meng Wanzhou, right? That is the main thing. They try to get the CFO back, but of course, the China is refusing for that to happen. And that is why. So now let's look at CNBC, what they had to say regarding this current tension right now.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Andrew. Investors here were spooked by a series of regulatory clampdowns by the Chinese government in tech, in property, as well as in education. Today, the Internet Ministry announced that it's launching a 6-month drive, a campaign that's going to clean up what it described as tough problems in the internet industry. So that would be data security threats, as well as unauthorized internet connections. Private education firms must now register as not-for-profits companies. This was part of the guidelines that were announced on Friday. Also, property companies got hit because local media are saying that a 3-year drive, that was also announced by the Housing Ministry on Friday to try to rein in some of the speculation in the property sector, that this will now include new limits on land purchases to under 40% of annual sales, including acquisition costs. 2 companies, individual stories that also saw a lot of action. Tencent down quite a bit, and this is because the regulators had said that they were slapping fines on Tencent after its past merger to create Tencent Music. Meituan, which is a food delivery company, also down quite a bit because the government today announced that it was going to clamp down on food delivery companies, and saying that they needed to be able to, they needed to make sure that they adhere to the rights of the delivery staff. So all that, of course, affecting sentiment. And then separately, the U.S.-China talks off to a very is in Tianjin, nearby Beijing, and it sounds as though she got an earful from her Chinese counterpart, who essentially had described the Biden administration's focus on competition as like kind of a guise to try to suppress China. Guys?
Okay, so you can hear from her voice is cracking up a little bit. Okay, so basically, right, these two countries, they are trying to show who is a powerhouse. And of course, when they do that as well, right, one way the Chinese government always do is that they would basically technically bully something that is, we can see from the education side. So to me is that it's really the government. They are the one that creating a lot of problem between themselves. And of course, the poor investors who are buying on value, buying on business get hit. I mean, seriously, we're talking about business being listed in America. I mean, obviously, it's for profits. That's why they're listed up, and investors go in for that. And you're telling me now they turn it non-profit? I mean, seriously, how would any investor think? I mean, you invest in something to make money, and you now tell it a non-profitable organization. I think this is very silly, but that is how it works. It's a bit of like putting thing on the table and look, you want to play with me? I can play with you. And that is whereby, in my opinion itself, right, this will get even worse. Okay, I repeat, this will get even worse. There will be more selling to come until the moment this thing settle by itself. If not, Hong Kong, China, there will be more selling to come. And that's why I still believe that China market will go down to the level that I mentioned, 149.66. In my personal opinion. Yeah, I saw that some selling Colin in the market. Okay, so that is the one you saw in Chinese market. So Tesla yesterday reported $1 billion of net income during Q2. So it's like tenfold. Oh my goodness, tenfold. But before you jump into Tesla, I want you to hold back your horses for a while. I'll show you my reason, okay? Now, you look carefully in the thing, right? Tesla was good. The share is up by 2%, but 2% is not fantastic for Tesla, right? But never mind. Let's look further. Everything's okay. We're talking about earnings $1.45 versus 98 expectation. That's good. And the revenue is at 11.96 billion. That's very, very good. All right. So all is good. And the net profit is $1.14 billion. That's a lot of money for a company. It's the first time it surpassed 1 billion mark. But as we look at it again, right, everything looks perfect. The numbers are good. The deliveries are good, but quite low numbers of only 200,000 electric vehicle. And I remember that their prices is not that expensive to get $1 billion. Okay, so that's a question mark. Okay, so you look at it now, the quarterly net income is okay. Wow, we see $1 billion mark. Okay, so pretty good, right? But the problem is this, with only 200,000 vehicle, even I say they sell at $50,000, you cannot get anywhere near $1 billion mark, right? So you know what I'm trying to say already, right? Then the company cash position decreased about 5% last quarter to only $16.23 billion, okay? So there is a decrease, all right, in terms of cash position, driven by net debt and financial lease, okay? So that is something that not that comfortable, because when you have increment in earnings, your net position should go up in cash, but it doesn't. So overall itself, right, look at the backlash that it has before in China, then after US, then the deliveries and all the trucks, right? So overall, I'm not that comfortable with Tesla. Really, I know that I'm against Tesla, not against Tesla, but I just find that something doesn't make a lot of sense. So I want to show you the chart on Tesla right now. Okay, let me show it to you. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Wow, Hong Kong is selling off. Wow, Hong Kong is really, really selling off. Let's take a look. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow, Hong Kong is coming down. My God, it broke below my 26,000 level, right? Because I told you before that they will bring it up on technical ground, but after that, they will flush it down again. And wow, China is coming down more. It's down to 15,400 level. The level I told you this morning, I said that it will come down to 15,400. It's really there. Oh my God, it really came down. Okay, so my figure is still there, 14,966. Okay, so watch out for that. Oh, this is bad. Okay, so let's bring a Tesla. Sorry to run away from there. Okay, let's look at Tesla. Now look at Tesla. Okay, this is the Tesla chart that I want you to take a look here. So Tesla shares gap up. I mean, the 2% higher, it's about 670 right now. But you look at it, Tesla shares, the KSI is all the way red. all the way is red for Tesla. So I'm gonna say up front for today, okay? I'm not comfortable with Tesla, and I believe that today, if Tesla gap up, right, there should be some selling. I repeat, if this morning, later on, later tonight, if let's say Tesla price open higher, which I expected to be, likely there'll be some selling on Tesla. So I will say, my friends, do not buy Tesla just because of the earning that you saw today, because 2% is nothing special for a company that hit $1 billion mark, really. And look carefully in Tesla. Do you see that Tesla, every time when it goes up, right, you can see a very clear-cut sell-off. You see that? Okay, and you look carefully, the KSI on every time is like this. So that's why I'm saying that, right? You're gonna buy Tesla when it's cheap, you can. When it's coming down, cheap price, you buy. But now Tesla is not time to buy, it's a time to sell, okay? To me, as I say, Tesla is a time to sell, okay? So I'm gonna be upfront here. I say this again, Tesla is a time to sell, okay? When you open, sell Tesla, okay? All right, this is my view. Of course, I can be wrong, but I'm just sharing you my personal view, okay? So if you think that you're not comfortable with that, I'm fine with it. I'm just sharing you my personal view, okay? Okay, all right, so that is the Tesla view, all right? So let's go back to the next news. It's about why should we stay bullish now in the market? All right, let's go into that. Now, this is going to be pretty good for people who like to go bull on the market, because, well, we can see right here, Tom Lee is very bullish still, okay? Even though now the market is a new record high, Tom Lee is still saying that, okay, you can still buy, okay? But just avoid this sector. So which are the sector? Let's take a look. Now, Tom Lee is very bullish for 2021, and he still say that, right, even though the majors are up already, he still think that it'll go higher, and he just tell you to avoid utilities, and then also avoid consumer staples, okay? That's something quite unique though. So he said that this health sector is a little bit overdone, so just be very careful. And he still believes that the property prices is still going to be pretty well, and he believes that there will be still upside. Okay, now his target is 4,600 for S&P, which is like 200 points away. So if you believe in Tom Lee, if you buy the S&P now, keep it for 200 points, there's a lot of money to make, okay? And that means there's about 4% more to go. So now he said that the thing is still about the coronavirus pandemic epicenter stocks, all right? He believed that once COVID crisis is over, all these companies will do very well, which is true, that is true. But remember this, these companies have been up for quite a while already. They've been up from the low, all right? So he still thinks that, right, there is a high chance that even like Britain has hit their peak of the infection curve. He believes that that will be positive for US. So for the guy who is right now the hottest analyst in the market, whatever he say seems to be possible. So if you think that that is very possible, then maybe US got more upside to go, because if UK is doing okay, then of course the US economy will do pretty well, all right? So that is Tom Lee. Okay, now Tom Lee also reiterate one counter. He said Amazon. He said that Amazon is still a laggard. He believed that Amazon still got upside to go. So if you want to buy some tech shares, guys, Amazon, Tom Lee, okay? All right. Now, of course, you can see yesterday when the share price came down initially, but the market after that, even the data for the new housing sale was bad. Any bad news now, the market just take it the form of, okay, it's bad, but let's buy, okay? And buy. Okay, that's what happened to the market yesterday. So that's why you can see that no matter how, the market is still going to buy regardless. Now, the thing is this is something that you must take note, guys. Those are gold traders. You need to take note, okay? Now, this is the 10-year real yields inverted, okay? So don't be confused by this. Why do they purposely want to do that? Because if they put it together, the chart will look very ugly. You see that if you put the two charts together, both pointing downwards, and the chart will what they do is so that you can see the so-called you can actually see better. But the problem is that when they inverted the chart, right, you're supposed to see close relationship. But the problem is gold right now, right, is going away from the 10-year real yields inverted. So do note once again, right, the last time when we see the 10-year yield real inverted, or today's yield at 1.22%, we are talking about the time the gold was at $2,000. But today gold is only $1,008. You can see that this is what the last time is, right, in January, remember? In January, the gold was trading at about 2,000, but now the gold price is now trading at 1,008, so it's just $200 away. So the question is this: is it because that there's something wrong in the economy? Because the yields are the same, it went back the same figure, but you can see that the gold is going away. And the dollar is the one that's pushing up. That's why causing the gold to come down. So the dollar is a one. So if the dollar really become the turnover, whereby the dollar weakened for some reason, then I tell you this gold will shoot up very fast. Listen to me once again. I say this again online right now, okay? If there's any point the market decided to bring the dollar down because of whatever reason, the moment if the dollar starts to really come down, right, I can tell you this gold will shoot up so fast like a speeding bullet because of that, okay? Right, because now it's like it's being decoupled because of the dollar. So if the dollar pulls back down for whatever reason, then I tell you, gold will shoot up so fast that you'll be like, you can't even catch it. That's the reason why I want you guys to stick to gold in the time to come, the next 6 months, just stick to gold, you should be doing fine, okay? But of course, you don't expect it to go up so fast because the dollar now is still finding a lot of strength going up. Are we clear with that? All right, if everybody's clear with that, please key the word gold, G-O-L-D, so to see whether you guys are still with me online right now. My Wi-Fi is a bit slow now. Even though I'm using 3G, I'm using my hotspot, but still not functioning as well. Okay, thank you guys. Yeah, you see that now. I can see that. Oh, Benedict, you are here. Okay. All right. So that is what I see for gold. All right. Okay, now this is something that's both sides of coin towards this, okay, but you can see, this slowly, this is a net speculative positioning on the NASDAQ, okay. So now understand this. Bloomberg notes that a few times in recent history that the mood of US technology investors been so bright ahead of crucial earning week. Beneath the surface, however, there's a level of anxiety rarely seen. Hedge fund has been net short NASDAQ 100 index futures for the 22nd consecutive weeks, according to the recent data from the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. Now, some of you guys have been speculating that, Cal, your KSI is from this Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC. No, because if it is, my KSI on the NASDAQ will be green, will be red. Yeah, my NASDAQ KSI on the day chart will be red, but mine is green. So I did not take the data from there. Okay, so this is something to one time settle this problem. Okay, now what you're seeing right here is that the number of net position, all right? So the good part of this is that it's declining. So when it's declining, that's the reason why the NASDAQ started to creep up ever since March this year, okay? The opposite of it is that, yes, indeed, it has been 22 weeks in a row that the market has been net sellers. So somehow or other, right, while the funds are buying the stocks, they are also shorting the futures at the same time. So it's more like a hedging tool. Or because the hedge funds are shorting the market, then the only one buyer in the market right now is the Federal Reserve. So what do you think? Are they hedging, or the Federal Reserve is the only buyer? So this one I leave it to you. But there's two sides of it now. The good part is actually declining. But on a flip note, you can also that the last 2 weeks we see the number increase from compared to 3 weeks ago. So overall, do note that the only one time that that streak exceeded, it was during the 2008 financial crisis, whereby the cohort was short and tagged for 41 weeks. So the problem is this: now we are 22 weeks, but the NASDAQ is at all-time high level. So it's not really equivalent to what happened in 2008. So is it because that the market is totally wrong, or the hedge fund is totally wrong? But this is the CFTC, sorry. So this is something that you cannot lie about it. So the question is, what is actually happening right now? So which side is true? So traders, you make a call. Now, if you're going to ask me my take itself, right, with such a heavy net short in the market, right, if the earnings this coming week is going to be very good, but the market doesn't go up higher, right? I think it's a good time to take some profit off the NASDAQ. Okay? Fed is the rubbish truck of the world. Okay, Fred. Okay, all right. I'll leave it to that. Okay, I think you guys know what I mean. Okay, all right. So that is the all the reason to be bullish. Now we're going to go into what are the reason to be bearish or the alternate market views. All right, the better word of it. Okay, ready? Let's go. Now this is the S&P 500 forecast by all the top financial houses from JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, UBS, Credit Suisse, Barclays, and so forth, right? So everybody is bullish, but you can see that majority of them, which are already bullish, has already passed. The today's S&P is at 4,480, right? So even the most bullish guy, JP Morgan, has spot on, and they already targeted 4,400. So the rest of them, which is all the way, even like SocGen, Citibank, Bank of America, their numbers is like way below, okay, way below. So you can see that. So there's two prong. There's prong one is that since everybody targeted hit, that means we are already at the absolute value level. Other than Tom Lee, who is 4,600, the rest of people is now at 4,004. That's the highest. It's already there. So if every analyst is really hitting their target level, right? The question is, are you still going to buy? Because if you're buying at the moment right now, then the question is this: are you telling me that the analysts are wrong? So that is the first concern that you must have, okay? On the flip note itself, right, if all the analysts are now on this side saying that 4,004 is the highest I go, if the market go higher, would the analysts call the trader to sell? It is possible. So that's why at this junction here, you must be very, very careful already, okay? That's the first thing first. Number two, we talk about this. This is from Steve Henrich again, pretty amazing. On so many historic valuation metrics, this market should scare the hell out of everybody, but the retail keep piling in and without a worry of in the world. So far, correctly, I may add. So you can see that over the last 6 years, okay, 5-6 years, this is the time whereby the real investors' net daily purchase is in 2.18 billion level. Now we are never, the average itself is about 1 billion the last 5-6 years, but now we are double. So the retailers are all jumping into the market. Okay, so why? Because the market, I say, Federal Reserve is making everybody stay at home, and that's the reason why the economy is not recovering, but the stock market is going up all the way to the sky. Is because everybody is staying home to trade. Okay, right? Is this the difference there? If everybody is trading at home to trade, who the hell want to work? So that is the reason why everybody is in this thing. And again, my point is all the values have hit. So traders must be very careful because the net traders are shorts. So this is why things get very dangerous. And of course, you can see that this is why you can see that this is the greatest debt ever. We are now really at a crazy level, while the fund rate is at the lowest. Now, normally when fund rate is at the low, that means the market is actually no good. But you can look at the debt is really amounting, right? All the way is at ridiculous level right now. So this is really the greatest debt spree in human history. We know that, but again, we know, but what can we do? There's nothing we can do because this is how the world works, okay? And you can look at the gray line now. The recession line is no longer available, right? Do you notice that? Because this is the shortest recession ever in terms of numbers. I repeat, this is the shortest recession ever based on numbers, not based on the whole market field, but because of numbers. Because now market is all up, quarters up, everything's up, right? So that is how they calculate recession for this round. So you can look at it since the last 50 years of history, we are at the fastest recession ever. Oh my God, really. Now this is the one that I'm not very comfortable, the market breadth, okay? So the NASDAQ, the new high and new low ratio is now at a very low level at 7, okay? While the NASDAQ is up. Now, every time when the NASDAQ is up, you notice that the market will be high. The number will be at 200 to 250. But now we are at the highest level, and yet the new high and low is at 7. This is very bad. This is very dangerous because normally when the market comes down, then the number will go down. But now the NASDAQ is upright, yet the market is upright, but the breadth is down. So that means that the NASDAQ is going to be very, very dangerous position, okay? And the last slide, this is the one that you must take note. I'm not saying this, you don't go crazy in our trading, but just as a pinch of salt, okay? Or a big grain of salt, okay? Now, this is something interesting by Carter Braxton Wolf. Okay, I don't follow him, but he's a chief market technician and he's also one of the co-hosts on the option side. Okay, now watch this, my friend. The 5 largest stocks with a combined of market cap of 9.4 trillion. Obviously, you know which counter are they, right? That's about 24% of the SPX, right? It's going to report their earnings this week. Now, this has only happened the last 5 times in their joint history, okay? 5 times, okay? And this is interesting. When they are doing their earnings together, the 5 times is all these dates, okay? The week of the dates. Very interesting. The S&P high to the low drops by 3% to as much as 6.71% for the week itself. So the question is, because these companies are doing so well, right? So why are they, so what you can understand is the counters, like all of them, right, has been going up the last 5-6 days or last 2 weeks, in fact. So if they're going to come out any earnings today, this week, they will be better than expected, 100%. But the only problem is that will the market take profit? That's another thing. Because the market has been buying all this while, and retailers will see the earnings good, they will jump in to buy. But when that actually happens itself, right, that's whereby the boys will take advantage of this and sell on profit. So whether will this break the curse or will it continue, I leave it to you to decide. But definitely for sure, the last 5 times this happened, the last 5 times the market down by minimally 1%, if not as much as 6%, on average of 3%. So guys, this is something that I want to share with you, and I'm sure that you don't find it on the mainstream media. I dug it up for you. And that's the last one, just to show to you the VIX indicator. Although the VIX had dropped from 25 down to 17, but you notice, right, it couldn't go down to the 15, 16 point, despite now the NASDAQ, S&P, Dow Jones is at all-time high. That is my point. The S&P, Dow Jones, and NASDAQ, right, all of them, S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ, is all at all-time high, right? But the problem is the VIX itself is not at the low, which means that there are some buyers in the market holding this VIX. So anytime if these 3 of them do come down because of profit taking, the VIX will go back again. So that's why I believe the next round VIX is going to go to 27. So for those who are buying VIX, you can consider to watch out for VIX these 2-3 days and see how the market perform and look out for this potential target. Now, however this hit, don't ask me, I wouldn't know, but maybe in about 2-3 weeks time, if you would ask me, really put a gun on my head. Okay, so that is how I see about VIX this coming week. Okay, that will be all for today's MAO. Once again, thank you so much for staying on. It's another long MAO, but I'm glad that I did it. I want you guys to benefit from it, and I wish you all the best. This is Kel signing off. Bye-bye. I see you at 1:30 for our afternoon MAO. Cheers.